Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthma Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
You have smoked yourself retarded.
here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
193.
Too late.
I'm Chris.
I'm Rob.
I'm Aaron.
Michael.
Welcome back. Welcome,
Everybody
everyone.
know that's Big Dick B.
Grab a blunt and join in if you can,
Yeah. Smoke
Catch
along.
up.
Smoke along at home.
because this podcast is going all the way to Mars or some shit.
Hell yeah.
No, B's got a spiffy new bowl, the Bob Marley branded bowl with the Wario symbol on it.
Yeah.
Dude, I couldn't tell
Get your ass to Mars.
if earlier you were joking or not when you're like, why is there a W on it?
I was
Or
straight
or if that was a stoner move.
I was
I'm like,
looking
really,
at
dude?
it.
Marley?
It's on the stem,
Marley.
and when you are hitting it, it looks like a W.
West Side.
Yeah. Be that new West Side Connection glass.
No, I did not know. I did not put that together.
Wherever it is.
So what is going on? We're going to have the Super Bowl coming up, right?
Yes.
Yep.
The show will be post Super Bowl. We will all know who wins by the time this posts.
No, I'm not going to watch it this year. What?
You're not gonna watch it?
Hell no. It's boring as shit.
Oh, you don't want to see the you don't see the Empire win again?
No, not at all.
Basically, what's going to happen? I
Two
know
boring teams.
I'm rooting for the Empire, but I don't care.
Enjoy.
Does anyone like the Patriots anymore?
I'm sure everybody in New England does. Yeah, still.
Well, yeah, but outside of
Yeah.
that, isn't the rest of the country voting or rooting for them to?
Well, I'm sure there's New
It's
England.
all just haters. All right, it's all just haters. They all just hate. They all just hate excellence.
What? You don't even want to see Justin Timberlake?
Nope, not at all.
What if I told you it was Justin Timberlake featuring Prince's fucking hologram?
Prince's hologram?
It might.
A Prince hologram.
Is it purple?
That's the rumor.
Really, him in a print. Well, he's in fucking Minneapolis. The odds in Vegas are pretty good. The prop bets. There is a prop bet that he's going to do a Prince song,
right.
and the odds are really good on it.
He's at least going to do like a chorus or something. He's going to do some medley or some shit.
Probably do 1999.
I don't know. But, actually, I predict that it could go one of two ways. I'd split my money between he's going to sneak in a chorus or he's going to go the complete opposite way and it's just going to be all Prince, right? You might get... I know, he's got a new song, right? Is this the new shit?
No,
I don't know.
But
This is old
he
shit?
just came out with a new album, I think, Friday. Yesterday.
Right, so he's probably going to want to play some of that, so I'm guessing you're going to get a chorus of a Prince song. Unless they actually do this Prince hologram thing.
Oh, it's Super Bowl halftime, so you're always... The whole country's watching, you're going to usually get greatest hits.
I mean, Prince's estate has to control it. You can't just make a hologram of anyone.
Yeah, no, right? If we can,
It just seems...
I'll get a hologram myself and send it to work every day.
If this was like Britney Spears and she died and they made a hologram, I'd be like, yeah, keep going. Keep her parents to the lifestyle they're accustomed. Prince was somebody who strictly controlled his image, his music, how he did his business. I mean, maybe he feels like he left it in good hands, but that does seem like somebody taking advantage of his image to profit off
And his
of.
family sold out quick.
That's right.
Used to not be able to type in his name on Google Music and find anything.
I think they had... I thought they had just the greatest hits on there.
No, I had it because it was part of my library.
Maybe that's why. I know I have it as part of mine.
But actually, like...
But yeah, I don't think you're right. If they didn't have that. They didn't have any of his stuff on there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Commercials? Well, I guess now you don't even need to watch the
Yeah, just
Super
go on
Bowl.
YouTube.
You
It'll
can
be
find out
on
after.
Sunday morning.
You know, there's going to be probably a Black Panther commercial. That movie's looking to be huge, man.
Oh, yeah. They said that when it opens, it's going to be the biggest opening for a single character movie ever. Yeah.
Is that going to be this year's
And
Deadpool, this year's February
It's blowing
surprise?
everything away. Everything.
It's going to be, well, they're predicting the biggest opening for any superhero movie.
Yeah.
It already has the largest pre-sale.
Largest pre-sale out of any. And there's certainly a tremendous amount of talent. It's getting rave reviews so far. Well, there's, as of recording this, there's still an embargo on the reviews. You know, somebody like Mark Bernardin, who is somebody that I trust on these matters, seemed like he could hardly contain himself. Actually, tells this great story on Twitter that he told about how he was just like passing another black dude, I think on the subway or some shit, and then the guy never met the guy before, and the dude goes, "Yo, Black Panther's out in 30 days." Mark Bernard was like, "Motherfucking ain't right." I don't know why it's the Black Panther movie. I mean, unless it's just because it's the Black Panther movie.
Yep.
But people gotta hate on it. And before that they've even seen it, and maybe Mark Bernard is partly to blame for this because not to blame, but I can't say that anything he's done has caused this reaction. It's people reacting insanely to his realistic reviews of the recent crop of DC movies. And he hasn't been completely bagging on them, but he does call out things that he sees in these movies that are just of poor quality. Or, you know, plot holes or just weird character moments, and those movies are full of them. So, because he's giving higher reviews to Marvel movies than he is DC movies, there's a conspiracy that he just is being paid by Marvel to slag on DC movies. So now, the fandom is going to take it amongst themselves to write as many negative reviews as possible of Black Panther to affect its rating on some websites like Rotten Tomatoes.
Right.
In order to, and they're doing so as protest to what they see as Marvel attempting to sabotage DC's movies. Like, they really do live in a fantasy world, right? Like,
pretty much.
You don't understand how things really work. But if that's how you want to spend your time, I mean, they've put together. There's a Facebook group that has now been kicked off Facebook, trying to get people together to downgrade a movie online. Like, it's not going to work, right?
It could.
They just could drive them somewhere else.
No, I mean, even if they did manage to affect the rating, like, people are going to go see this movie already.
No, yeah, word of mouth.
This movie has no rating, and it already has the highest pre-sale ever. How do you expect to affect this? Like, especially now with this story going on everywhere, people are going to be like, whatever the rating is, like, well, it should have been 10 points higher. It's probably those assholes online. I don't think anybody's making a decision on whether to see this movie or not based on what it gets rated on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right.
Word of mouth, that's always the best and worst advertising.
But we'll see. Yeah, no, absolutely. Now there's rumors of when Walking Dead comes back, Carl might not die.
Oh, really?
Where did he get bit again? He get bit in, like,
Fuck Carl.
I think his stomach or something.
somewhere where something you can't chop off.
Yeah,
I remember
stomach.
that much.
Yeah, I'll go with stomach then.
I just, I heard that on top of rumors that Maggie might be leaving the show instead of Carl,
what?
and I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, if his characters start leaving, I'm done.
Well, it's not that it couldn't be saved with different characters, but
Good to see you.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, the story's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and now they're trying to cross two stories that are in completely different times.
And what is it? Morgan's going to be involved in Fear the Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead had a better season last year.
That's what I've heard. I didn't get to see it this year.
Oh, what is this?
It's our strain.
I'm a little congested, but that is potent. It's almost like tropical. I'm not good with the smells.
If you're smelling tropical, you're supposed to smell, I'm guessing, with the name.
What is it? What's it called?
Mango Tango.
Sweet Poon Tango.
Yeah.
There's a rumor that came out today about Sony putting its television and film assets up for sale. Like calling Mr. Disney.
Gee, I wonder who's going to buy him.
Yeah, sounds like Disney.
Yeah, I'll just
just own everything.
Just put Spider-Man up for sale and see if anyone bites on it. To see if there's a demand for it.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse is on a cell phone right now, wheeling and dealing.
A cartoon?
Yes.
They have the technology.
Oh, shut up.
Most people they know brought him to life in 1987.
I mean, I would be for this Disney acquisition of both Fox and Sony properties if at this point, I'm not big on government regulation, but I think it would then get to the point where the government should step in and say, you can do this, but you've got to break yourselves up.
Yeah.
Have different divisions. Whether you want to do TV and film, or you want to break shit up into universes, then you get all your Marvel properties back together, and Marvel could just be an independent studio.
Mm-hmm. I really wish they'd start highlighting more of the Marvel Knights, like comic book characters, like the way those were written. I always thought those were really good.
Well, I feel like what they're doing on Netflix is as close as you're ever going to get to the Marvel Knights type of stuff.
Yeah, especially with the Punisher one. That reminds me of the Max Punisher, Yeah,
well, I don't know how much I differentiate. I can differentiate between what is Max and what is Knights. I know
the Knights he was more tactical. He was less, like bloodthirsty, whereas the Max is all like gore.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like you would see body parts.
Max is like over the top Quentin Tarantino type of blood splatter slasher flick type of shit.
Whereas more Knights was like Thomas Jane's movie, where
right.
Smoother.
Right. Is it more adult but like taut drama?
Yeah.
Like.
There's a little more drama, less gunfire.
It was more like NYPD Blue.
Right.
Right, where it got, there would be some action, but mostly it was like steely looks and like taking women to bed and dealing with alcoholism or some shit.
Right.
Taking women to
bed. That was nice. I was like, Frank, I don't think he took any women to bed. He might have. I mean...
I think every once in a while somebody just like manages to get him to slow down for a second.
Yeah.
Just to ride his dick. Be like, look, I'm just doing this as a service.
Right.
Like,
you're really angry. You need to have sex.
All right.
Frank's always been portrayed as by some pretty handsome men. Like, I don't think he'd have any problem with the ladies.
Yes.
There's always, no matter how women's tastes may change with the time period, there's always room for the dark horse.
Always.
The silent, brooding type, tall, dark, and handsome.
Hey, Rob.
Yo.
What drugs are you on?
Funny you should ask. This week we are smoking on something very fruity, tropical. Aaron hinted to it earlier. Mango Tango.
Take a hit of that real quick before you start this. Get a taste. Yeah. That is really tasty. Yum. That tastes as good as it smells.
Yeah, it does.
This is another winner right here, folks. Definitely. Mango Tango.
The fruit strains from this dispensary have been top-notch the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's a tasty
strain. You care to plug them? Who is it?
Far East Holistic Center.
Shout out to Far East Holistics.
Yeah, if you're in the Detroit area, go there.
They get those fragrant strains.
Now, they check all my boxes. They got good quality, they got good prices, and they got everything.
They take care of you, too, give you freebies.
They checked all your boxes, so there must be a woman with a rack there that works behind the counter or something. There's tits there every time I go.
Nice. But, this is Mango Tango. Is a hybrid cannabis strain.
That's one of my boxes.
Yeah.
Did you know that? It's a hybrid cannabis.
I wasn't listening. It's a what? A hybrid?
Hybrid cannabis strain by Elemental Seeds.
Elemental.
Yes.
All right.
with the crushing indica effects that dance with a pungent, fruity flavor profile. Its true OG parent passes on heavily relaxing effects typical of Kush varieties with its loud citrus and peach flavors that come from Tangy and peach genetics. Yeah, I can definitely taste that. The subtle pine flavor.
Peach?
Yeah. But they're saying there's also a pine flavor that can be detected on the exhale.
Only in the smell of it. I don't know much taste it.
But creating a complex taste indeed. It helped the strain win the first place in the 2015 SoCal Cannabis Cup.
This is some gold cup shit, huh?
Yeah, this is a winner right here, folks. This is the real deal. But top 5 effects here are happy, relaxed, euphoric, giggly, and energetic.
Huh? Energetic? Maybe this will let's
Wake
get us
me up.
jazzed up.
Yeah. Well,
Jazzed
Ted
up.
isn't doing it already. Wango Tango.
I believe this is part of the song where he compares his penis to a car and her vagina to a garage.
Yep.
He's either bad at sex or parking. I'm not sure which one it would be. Like,
I believe he gets to call his dick as a Maserati. I believe.
Yes.
like when he fucks, he just inserts
Must be
and
Italian.
just stays there for the night. Like,
Yeah.
or when he parks, he's constantly in and out,
Yeah.
hitting the sides.
Yeah.
Shut up and talk about your dick being a car.
I wonder how many people have like fucked to this song.
I know, right?
Like,
Probably a lot in the 70s, I can imagine.
maybe
Actually,
even
no.
unintentionally.
No. This came out in 1980.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Damn.
he was actually doing halfway decent music in the 70s. He was with what is it? What was the fucking psychedelic sounding band that he was with?
The Amboy Dukes.
Amboy Dukes, yeah. Some of that Amboy Duke shit is fun.
Oh, your face is a Maserati.
Whoa. What the
Oh,
hell?
damn. He's talking about oral rape.
Yep. I'll ride that face. That's all right.
This is just the, like, by any means that you measure music, bad, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like, there's no redeeming factor in his voice and his guitar playing
Ted
and his
Nugent fans are
band
coming at
and
me
his
right now, though.
backing singers and the production quality and the choice of lyrics. There's none of it. I mean, like, this has got to be one of the worst fucking songs ever.
Oh, yeah.
You don't say that lately.
Most of the shit Ted Nugent made was shit, in my opinion. Never a big fan.
Doesn't even know what it wants to be. Like, are you heavy metal? Are you like stadium rock? Are you doo-wop? Are you trying to do like a 50s throwback thing?
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of confusion of identity in music in the 80s. If you weren't doing some sort of new romantics thing, you didn't know what you were. Like, people were, it's what made a lot of artists like Billy Joel and what's his name? The Genesis guy.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins start going retro, you know? That Can't Hurry Love shit and the Tell Her About It.
I need love of.
I mean, these aren't bad songs. Well, this one in particular is a cover. But they were even doing, like, kind of knockoff.
Hold on. I'll say it here. Has anyone ever played these at the same time?
What, this is the original, or what are you going to do? You trying to layer? What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be seasick.
He's going to have an overload.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mike's having an overload. Can't handle too much Joel.
There you go. It's like, it's basically the same song.
I know, right?
Piano
I don't know,
man.
like,
But a nice girl wouldn't tell you what you should do.
I think Billy Joel's a decent enough songwriter, though. Billy Joel's a better songwriter than Phil Collins.
She said, love
right? I don't think.
Either way, I feel like I should have just paid for some khaki pants.
So he should write his own song, and Phil Collins should cover some of it. Actually, he shouldn't cover anyone's song. There's something special about Phil Collins that makes this cover. I mean, like, anybody could have done this in the 80s. I'm more of a Billy Joel fan than a Phil Collins fan, as you can tell.
All your crazy dreams.
You got to have sex with Christy Brinkley regularly. That's not fair.
Yeah.
He's a big buggy-eyed motherfucker. I love Billy Joel, but I'm sure he would do it.
She'd let him do it Wango Tango style, where he just parks in her all night.
Damn. A Maserati.
I'm just going to stick it in and leave it.
He also refers to it as marinating.
No. Good.
Hey, speaking of that, of the 80s, you know, alongside all of this retro doo-wop shit was one of the early successes of superheroes on TV, The Greatest American Hero.
Oh, the greatest theme song ever made?
It's
a TV show?
Are you saying that ironically, or I mean, because that's
a pretty good hook, man.
It is. It is one like between that and Airwolf. Airwolf had one of the best themes.
No.
Yes, it does. That
we'll get
theme
to that
rocks.
later.
That's totally different, though.
Yeah.
Oh. I know it's coming back.
Are they gonna just use the same theme song?
I hope
change
so.
a thing?
No, they're gonna update. They're gonna do like a really sparse version with a breathy
Minimal.
sounding chick.
Very minimal.
Cardi B will do it.
Believe it or not,
She'll make the little noises.
I'm walking on it. No, they're doing a reboot focused on a 30-year-old woman named Mira. Who's named Mira? Who loves tequila and karaoke and has spent her life searching and failing to find meaning, much to the chagrin of her traditional Indian American family. Oh, there you go. That's who's named Mira. She's Indian American.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the premise remains largely unchanged, with Mira entrusted with a super suit to protect the planet. How did it start, anyways? Did he just find the suit?
I don't remember.
They didn't really go back. Like, superheroes love to revisit their origins, unless their origins suck, and they just rewrite it. Sometimes they do, but I don't remember actually. What's the origin of? Did somebody appear to him, deem him as the one? Was he chosen? Did he stumble upon it?
It was like 4.
Did he make it himself in the midst of a fever dream?
Let's get to this other conversation.
Oh, we're not going to find out?
Hold on. We'll play your favorite TV theme song ever, apparently.
This is one of the best. What do you want? Man. Dude, I love this show as a child. This was my jam. Fucking Ernest Borgnine.
It's seriously, like, this is one of those songs where, especially when I'm doing something like, you know, washing dishes or some sort of repeated manual labor, I got the Airwolf going in my head.
I can see it for good sex songs.
It gets me pumped. I mean,
I'm here to do you.
Yeah, I'm here to do you.
In that same respect, like in my head, not out loud.
Yeah.
No, I think Rob's like,
start
out loud.
Like,
everything's out loud.
What's that? Oh, it feels so good.
Yeah,
it's good. Your pussy's good. Look at your ass and your face is nice too, but look at those. It's go. Oh my god.
Okay, so
oh my god, the tits are jiggling. Oh my god,
you're singing Airwolf again. Stop it.
all right, so to keep in the ADD spirit of this conversation.
Yes.
All right, going back to the plot to answer your question.
Oh yes,
that you answered during a high school.
That I asked.
Yes.
I didn't answer it.
Yeah,
You
correct.
Yeah.
Ralph Hinckley is a Los Angeles public school substitute teacher of special education high school students. During a school field trip, the group encounters aliens who give Hinckley a suit which endows him with superhuman abilities.
It was aliens.
Also, during the encounter, he is instructed by the aliens
That's
to
like
thereafter...
the lamest of all of them.
Yes.
inexplicable aliens show up and just hand you a suit.
Oh, aliens.
Oh, wait. Green Lantern.
I think these aliens are a government plant. Because this is also during the encounter, he's instructed by the aliens to thereafter collaborate with FBI Special Agent Bill Maxwell.
Bill Maxwell.
Hey, here's this suit, and go talk to this guy from the FBI. Their instructions are to use the suit as a means to fight crime and injustice in the world.
Hey, I'll take the suit, but I ain't coming back.
The aliens told me, in a magic conversation, hey, the aliens told me to call you, and we have to fight crime and injustice in the world while I wear this suit.
Yeah, it's entrusted with the mission from aliens.
Yes.
Oh, this is going to be Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Okay.
Oh, you don't know those guys?
Do not.
Those were the guys who did the Lego Movie. They did Last Man on Earth. They were kicked off the Han Solo movie.
Oh.
But that puts them in actually good company.
Wow, the guy who did this theme really cashed in on this.
Whole album of
Joey Scarberry. His album was called America's Greatest Hero.
That was
obviously this is the first track.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it reprise? Please tell me there's a reprise.
I know. That'd be, dude. I bet you. I don't know. I can't see the last track.
Is there?
I'd like a slow version.
America's Greatest Hero, slight return at the end.
No reprise. No reprise.
No acoustic version. There's got to be a deluxe album version by now, though. Special live version at Royal Albert Hall or something. I don't know how. Sure, this is undeniably one of the greatest TV theme songs ever, but how could you ever play this song live? And what would I feel like if you played that live, everyone would go home and watch TV.
Right.
But yeah, he played the song. Let's all split.
Yeah.
Ooh, the bridge, huh?
Wow, I never heard this.
I remember hearing this when I was a kid. Radio would play it every once in a
This is
while.
where the crowd
This is the
starts
baby
booing.
making part of this.
Boo, play the chorus.
Yeah. You're not singing the hook.
No.
What? It's a solo.
And then at the end of the performance, you just freeze. And then credits roll on a screen behind you while you're still shot. Oh, fuck. It's modulated.
Is that a keytar?
That was a key change.
Radio guitar.
Hey. You'll really go crazy for the key change.
What it
I don't
looks like,
feel right anymore. This is
it
not.
looks like they bought this guy's song.
I don't like having heard this whole song.
Yeah.
This is not right. This is like the first time I heard the Golden Girls song in its entirety, and it's like, what?
I love this. This is
Which
good.
one? Are you talking about the one by Andrew Gold in the 70s?
Any
That is
of them, just the entire thing. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Believe it. Sorry.
I sent you something about Charles Barkley.
Oh,
Terrible.
the great thing is, this could be anything. Charles Barkley. I have to say,
guess.
you know,
wanna take a
how
guess?
some celebrities get crazier as they get older. He is definitely in that category.
Take a guess before you look. Then what is he going to say? He says something about
some pro weed.
a group of people.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
With Charles Barkley, again, could be anything. He could be going off on the
not
Jews.
The Jews.
He says there's no such thing as a vegetarian. There's no such thing as a vegetarian.
Really? I know someone upstairs who exclusively hasn't eaten meat for like 30 years.
Where was he? This outspoken Hall of Famer told TNT host Ernie Johnson Jr. on Thursday's broadcast. He said, "There's no such thing as a vegetarian. Nobody doesn't like meat, Ernie." Johnson then remarked, "Prime form tonight."
I think this song still applies.
He said, Barkley, wait, there's audio of it. Oh, I think there is.
Oh,
It's not a thing. Nobody doesn't like I gotta hear this shit. I think that is audio.
I need to call Ice Cube.
Vegetarians
For the bakery.
You don't think there are actually vegetarians?
There's no such thing as a vegetarian. Nobody doesn't like meat, Ernie.
I'm for it tonight.
It's not a thing. Nobody doesn't like meat.
That's it? Oh. I guess you can't really press that, huh? Like, I would just... Moving on. No, Charles Barkley's into the wine, not the weed. Maybe he's into the weed. I don't know. Sounds like he's in the weed.
It's terrible.
What is this?
The Meat Puppets. No, I typed in meat into Google Music.
Oh my
This first song
God.
it gave me.
I just had like fucking flashbacks hearing this, man.
Oh.
No, rock this shit. We haven't done a song in a while, huh? This was on like 89X back in the day.
Oh yeah.
I haven't really listened to the Meat Puppets in a long ass time, but this is one of those songs that I almost just forgot existed. This was Meat Puppets are kind of a stranger West Coast band that influenced bands like Nirvana.
Yes.
And then after bands like Nirvana and others from the area started hitting, you know, they started getting some attention too. And this would be the result of them signing to a major label. I think maybe this was on DGC, along with like Sonic Youth and other bands like that. It's a much more, I mean, this is a very polished version of the Meat Puppets. I don't know what they did after this, honestly. I'm sure that like they still make music in some fashion, but...
This is the album deal they got because Kurt Cobain brought them on Unplugged.
I wonder if this is Steve Albini produced, because it kind of sounds like it. Like, those drums are really nice.
Yeah, but they're not huge.
Right. No, that's the thing.
He has
like,
huge drums.
No, Steve Albini? No, he doesn't. They're exactly where they need to be. Everything's well balanced. I wouldn't say that he's known for a huge drum sound.
I would say he's a huge room.
A prominent drum sound.
Yeah. Like,
I'll give you that.
These are thin sounding. I should say his drums are thicker sounding, I should say.
Yeah.
Like his kick is really... It's like he uses big rooms.
Oh yeah, now that I listen to the low end, you're absolutely right. It probably wasn't.
Oh. I have the internet.
Yeah, I know. What's it? Puppets? Might actually be on the credits on it, huh? Let's see. I'm just going to go to their wiki and see if we can find out what happened with them. Started as a punk rock band on SST. Derby later gained significant exposure with Kirkwood Brothers served as guest musicians on the MTV Unplugged performance for Nirvana in 1993. Band's 94 album Too High to Die became their most successful release. The band broke up twice in 96 and 2002, reunited in 2006. So this would be off of Too High to Die.
Yes.
And let's see any production credits on here. Oh, producer Paul Leary. Producer Sublime, U2, Daniel Johnston, Reverend Horton Heat, Maggie Walters. Just say the 90s. Just say I produced the 90s.
Yeah, I produced rock music in the 90s.
I produced everything that Steve Albini and Flood and whoever the fuck wasn't doing.
What if I typed in vegetarian?
At least you didn't play that Mary Mo song.
I was just thinking, I had that thought at the very same time. Wait, there was that New Age Girl song. She don't need me, but she sure liked the bone.
No, moving on. No, not that one.
Sorry.
No, talking whales. Whale talk.
No
Whales
talking
talk. Whales can talk. Did you know that whales can talk?
I do now.
Holy shit. Well, Hello? Wait a minute.
Hello?
Wait a minute. Pause it. Hold on.
Whoa!
I know. Need a little bit of setup before you listen to this. No, stop.
Sorry.
I don't even know now.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was.
They found so animals, certain animals will mimic human sounds. We know that, right? And most common examples, certainly lots of birds can mimic human speech, but you don't get the sense that they know what they're saying, right? They're just repeating, they're just mimicking. And cats get their meows from babies' cries and all that shit. So there's plenty of mimicry going on cross species here. But this is an animal that we believe to be as intelligent as humans in some respect. And it is mimicking human speech with, I don't know if they've exactly proved any intent behind it or whether it is just mimicry. But when you're dealing with a higher level of intelligence than, say, a bird, and even that's debatable. I mean, I think birds get a bad rap. But maybe you can figure out, how to actually talk to animals. Fucking Doolittle this shit.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That is pretty cool.
Play it. No, it sounds insane.
I love it. No, it's a great idea.
Hello?
It sounds like burn
it with fire.
Amy!
Mentally disabled, possessed person.
That just sounds like a fart. Yeah, that was a wet fart.
I don't even know why they put that.
That was Chuck Berry. That's Chuck Berry right there. Why are they lying to us? They smell my fart.
1, 2, 3.
Why is she saying it like that?
It's just fart noises.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that one was real.
I think the lady thinks she's having some magical conversation with this animal, and that
I
animal
just
is like,
talked to it.
if I figure out how to talk to you, lady, will you let me the fuck out of this place?
Yeah. Told you.
That was on the end of it.
I fucking told you. That's the same thing.
Woman learns how to talk to whales, finds out they're assholes. What if they're just horribly sexist? What if we learned to talk to a fucking species and any other species and learned how to communicate?
Oh,
how to actually be able to communicate ideas with them, and we find out just
the
how
said something about smelling his fart.
Just how fucking horribly sexist and racist and speciesist these animals actually are.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if whales are super racist.
Yeah, what if they turn out like, hey, fuck those blackfish over there. They'll steal your shit. They'll fuck your wife.
Not even.
Like,
what if those stupid fucking clownfish?
Why did we teach Flipper to talk?
I wish I could eat a dolphin right now.
Flipper is a horrible racist.
The whale's just like, look, we got rid of all the black whales thousands of years ago. I don't know what your guys' deal is. That's why we've just been hanging out here in the ocean waiting for all the black people to leave.
Yeah. Wow.
We know how to talk to you. And just
this weekend.
It's not me. It's the whale.
Yeah.
It's not me.
This is the hypothetical super racist whale.
Hypothetical super racist whale, yes. That's awesome. Yes.
This is an album name for somebody. You can have that one.
Yeah. I think that's going to be my rap name, actually.
Hypothetical
super racist hypothetical whale.
No, it's a hypothetical super racist whale.
It's got to go that way. It's almost like supercalifragilistic.
Yeah.
It's got more rhythm to it.
I thought okay. We'll work on it.
Can I just hear the whale again one more time before we go? Oh my god, that whale does sound like Chuck Berry. You can't even tell the difference.
Hello? Hello?
That's my stomach.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Chuck Berry.
Thank you.
Ready?
Chuck Berry. Nope, not yet. Oh, here we go. You're going to smell my fart.
1, 2.
Smell that.
He's got one flipper tucked under the other while he does this.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I don't understand if you're getting the,
That sounded like
if you're trying to get the whale to speak English, why do you talk to it like in that whale speak of like?
Yeah, it sounds like you're conforming yours to hit, so you can be like, "Hey, we're talking to the whales."
Yeah.
No, you're mimicking them.
Yeah.
You are the idiot.
Racist ass animals. No, that's probably what you will find out.
Or ducks are real.
It's how animals are just like awful.
Right. We'll also find out why intrinsically black people
racist.
don't like the water.
Yeah.
It's just built into them to stay away
They're
from
ultra
it.
white.
Because the
They hate
whales
everything.
are fucking racist assholes.
Yeah.
So, cannabis news.
See that shit in San Francisco?
Shit in San Francisco. You know, there's a lot of talk about California. Let me get to California in a second. I just want to...
California.
There's some other things happening in the rest of the country. We've had the first patient after 2 years of process of establishing a medical marijuana system in Texas. The first actual patient to receive medical marijuana in Texas is a 6-year-old girl. So, okay, great. Why is it...
Because it's Texas.
Right.
Fucking Texas.
Seems kind of bizarre, doesn't it?
There's somehow, but
That it would
Jesus is somehow
start-
involved.
Like, is that how you... Like, because the kids need it, it has to be a kid, that this is serious. I mean, if it's okay for the kid to have, then why even fuck with this restrictive medical marijuana system in the first place? You're telling me Texas doesn't need money?
Because Texas.
It might be a large and well-funded state, but...
They have the oil, Texas tea, black gold.
For Texans suffering from intractable epilepsy, the wait for medical cannabis is finally over. Oh, this is Jose Hidalgo. Probably didn't sound anything like that.
No.
He's the founder and CEO of Knox Medical, also known as Consortium Holdings. I see why you went with the name change there. He told the Tribune that this is a historic day for Texas. All right, that's cool. Kids get it.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. That should just be a no-brainer anyway. But welcome to the 21st century, Texas. Peace.
Peace.
What?
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's Texas, probably Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on..." Oh, hit the post, come on! Shame on you. You fool me, you can't get fooled again.
That sounds so God bless Texas. Are we done talking about Texas?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh,
I mean, they gave shit to a 6-year-old.
Good job.
And then they all watched and laughed at her. No,
What a bunch of assholes.
no, nothing like that happened.
Okay, good.
No, I mean, it's epileptic patients. So Texas, what else? Iowa's Senate committee reduces penalties for cannabis crimes. Or at least, well, no, let me rephrase that. There's a committee in the Iowa Senate that's looking at reducing the penalties for marijuana-related crimes. Sponsored by Senator Brad Zahn, classify a first offense for possession of 5 grams or less of marijuana as a simple misdemeanor, punishable by no more than 30 days in jail and a fine of $625. Well, yikes. That's progress in Iowa? What's the law like currently? Like, fuck, man. 5 grams? They're looking at it as that, what, intent to sell?
5 grams?
That seems bad. I mean, I'm sure...
So if you buy a quarter, you're fucked.
I'm sure probably most people aren't serving the 30 days in jail. They're just paying $625 fine, but that's pretty steep. I mean, there are people out there that just could not come up with that money and just go, all right, well...
They found
they got to go into debt, or they got to spend some time in jail until they can come up with it. Fuck shit up for them, then they can't pay their rent, ended up getting evicted. Current law, oh, here we go. Possession of is a serious misdemeanor, punishable by no more than 6 months and no more than $1,000 fine. Okay, so 30 days is better than 6 months. Well, what the fuck? Like, can we get over this already?
I found someone from Iowa explaining the current policies.
They put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing. Journalists, a special jail for journalists. You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail. You're charging too high prices for
Fred
sweaters,
Armisen, what is this from?
glasses. You right to jail.
Oh,
You
okay.
undercook fish, believe it or not, jail.
I was going to say, it didn't look like Portlandia.
Also,
Yeah, that's what I thought initially.
You make an appointment with the dentist and you don't show up, believe it or not, jail, right away. We have the best patients in the world. Because of jail.
It's jail.
You know, speaking of Portland, their mayor has a blog.
Actually, I'll be there as this show is. I'll be posting the show in Portland.
The Portland. Did I say Portland? Portland. The Portland mayor has a blog about cannabis. It starts with there's a title page that says, "Hi neighbor,
We get it, Portland. You're
it's time to get real about cannabis." Mayor Ted Wheeler, which what the fuck happened to Kyle McLaughlin? Did he get voted out? And what the fuck? I thought everyone loved him. He has currently, as of recording this, there's 3 stories that you can read, and most of this is all under the title of local control. So if you're interested in cannabis at all, or maybe you're involved in the business, or just curious, or just want to know that, the government's doing the right thing and you live in Portland, that's pretty cool, right?
You get it. You're progressive.
Yeah.
Portland. Our mayor has a cannabis blog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still a beautiful state, beautiful area, and I will live there one day after I just talked a whole bunch of shit about it.
Yeah.
No,
I said I'm going to end up Portland adjacent, not exactly in Portland.
There you go.
but yeah, certainly most of the news that I've been reading lately is about California, because this is a milestone achievement for cannabis, and it's a large and diverse economy that can tell us a lot about how this business, how this is going to expand as a business across the country, because it's only a matter of when, not if. And if the rest of the country starts adopting,
The state of California,
the rest of the country starts adopting policies like what San Francisco is looking at doing, then that's one of the best things that you can do to help fight this as a stigma. First of all, get the people that are currently in the system or even being imprisoned for nonviolent drug-related crimes out of there. Stop treating them like criminals. Stop clogging up the jails with this shit. And it's kind of difficult to have a celebration of cannabis across this country as legalization spreads when you know there are people that did nothing worse than you did when it comes to handling of illegal drugs, and are straddled with debt, serving time, have records that makes it hard for them to find jobs, hard for them to get proper credit or live in good neighborhoods, all this shit. I mean, honestly, that should be the first thing you do. You shouldn't be allowed to legalize it until you first forgive all the people that you roped into the system with your insanely backwards laws about this damn near harmless, well, let's say harmless, but damn near harmless drug. Actually, Stuff You Should Know podcast has an episode out comparing alcohol and cannabis and talking about which one is more dangerous. Spoiler alert.
How many times do we have to do this?
Yeah.
For the government's
I
message.
guess as many as it takes. Yeah, their podcasts, those guys are really good, but they're not experts at everything they talk about. They're research wonks. They like to delve into a subject and learn about it. And there's a lot of things that they went over that I really disagree with, but they hit the idea of driving under the influence of weed versus alcohol. They hit the nail on the head on that one. They were even talking about studies where traffic accidents are going down in states where they're legalizing cannabis because people who
they just say fuck it and call Postmates.
No, if they are driving under the influence of cannabis, they're doing so more cautiously because they know that they're high. So it's more about driving under the speed limit than speeding or, misjudging a turn or something like that, Like, Rob, you're shaking your head. You know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Although there is a tipping point that you can achieve where you're just so fucking high that, you could wreck your shit.
Yeah,
I can imagine that. When you see some of these crazy guys, like, what was that guy doing, 200 milligram fucking dabs?
Yeah.
Where they just had, sheets of shit that they were dropping into this crazy bong contraption.
Jesus.
I mean, that guy ate a shit ton of White Castle and went to sleep. Like, that's the fuck it.
Right.
Yeah. He did He did a 32 milligram.
That's not something that you're like,
dab.
Oh, I got to go to work in an hour. Better do this dab
32
now.
32 gram dab. It was nuts.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I misspoke. I'm sorry. I keep trying to pass you that joint, Rob.
Yeah,
Peer pressure. So, San Francisco's looking to forgive a lot of crimes revolving around cannabis. A lot of cannabis crimes.
Going back 40 years too, isn't it? To 75s, I think what I saw.
Yep, 1975, the year I was born. Although, Wired had a story another one about legalization in California. They said their weed's all dirty. That a lot of this, even though they're now legal, they're still using a lot of the same practices that the black market used, and it's not really well regulated, and evidence that they're seeing is showing up in owls and predator birds and stuff like that, because you have pesticides used on a field of outdoor grown cannabis that the
predators
like
from the movie,
right?
They have that problem in California.
So the mice and the rodents and all that shit get in the field. They get the pesticides on them. They ingest things that have the pesticides. And so anytime you see a contaminant in a food chain like that, you're going to see it highly concentrated at the top of that food chain. That's why you see highest concentration of lead being in big fish like tuna. Because they eat little fish. And owls eat rodents, and they eat a bunch of these rodents, and they get these... some of them eventually die from this poisoning of these contaminants. So, California, you'd think, aren't they all about regulation, and especially on stuff like this?
That's young.
Seems surprising. Yeah, but they've had the longest running medical marijuana system in this country as well. So it's not just out of nowhere. I don't know.
Side note, did you really think this was going to make you a star after Van
Halen? David Lee Roth is like a character actor. He makes certain decisions. They may be wacky, but he made that decision. This is him.
You're coming out of Hot for Teacher, and you're like,
the
this
scenery.
is the next logical step.
Right.
Sorry.
This is like his Pulp Fiction for what's his nuts?
Travolta.
For Travolta.
No, Travolta that resurrected his career.
Yeah, I know.
All
right, it's a bad example.
That did the opposite for David Lee.
He was still all over fucking MTV.
True.
I don't think it hurt his career. What could you do? He just said, not everything's about metal. I'd like to do other things. Or maybe he said, there's no way I can really try and do that genre of metal that I was doing in Van Halen or rock or whatever you want to call it, and just decide that anything that I try to do is either going to be criticized as being too much like it or not as good as what I was doing with Van Halen. Because you're dealing with now, it wasn't him that was Van Halen. It was the band that was Van Halen.
Yes.
And those musicians became popular just for being really good at their craft. It wasn't just about the front man. And they are really great musicians. So, I mean, the idea is like, how do you compete with that? Go take a left turn and let Van Halen fizzle out on their own. I mean, they never recovered from him leaving. Or maybe he sees it completely different. He was like, I had to jump shit before the shit went sideways on that band, and, you know, I had no respect left. I was just like...
Well, I think they were more commercially successful with Sammy Hagar.
No doubt.
They make more units.
Oh, yeah. That's a... Here I am thinking that maybe David Lee Roth thought it was not all about the money. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not living in reality here. Well, just, you know, there's a bunch of shit about California. We got to wrap this one up. There was the idea, might not be able to get cannabis in Compton, like the birthplace of the Chronic.
Oh, yes!
Like, I mean, maybe it's because you could just...
Sorry.
Dave's all right with that. Like, fuck it.
Oh, yeah, no.
I already know where to get shit in Compton. Oh. And, of course, you know, there's a story this week. I think we've talked about this before. One of the big things that's going to happen between California and Nevada is, where are your tourists going to smoke? So West Hollywood might be getting, this year, they might be getting approved for a, what would you call it? A lounge.
Fucking
a cannabis
gays,
lounge.
Man. The gays are always ahead of the curve. That's the part of... That's
fine. Praise to the gays for being ahead of the curve, but maybe you don't want to start with fucking gays. They're always ahead of the curve. It kind of skews your message a little bit.
I can see that. Okay. Noted.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to get something. You need to have somebody for some place where people can come from out of town and not feel like a teenager having to hide it from their parents.
Oh!
Yes.
Oh, yes!
Well, yeah, I mean, you're from L.A., right? You're an L.A. guy. Dave likes it. He's all for it. He's like, yeah, I am. Wait, this is like talking to the whale. I'll have to like meet it halfway. Like, Dave, how are you?
Yeah,
He just said, yeah, I am higher.
I live my life.
No, we don't want that.
Don't do that one.
We just want you making
I actually like
noises.
Yeah, the other ones are fine. Hearing songs that I actually enjoy isolated like that, it's just like, yeah, come on, that's no fun. What? Did he? He's got one of those whistles that you remember when everybody had those?
One of my major magics?
The barrel whistles? Yeah. You'd get like 20 tickets on skee ball at Chuck E. Cheese, and you'd get the whistle that you'd blow until your siblings slapped it out of your mouth or down your throat.
That's such a turd picture of him.
That's all I've got.
Man, I'm trying not to get lost in this sidebar. All these isolated vocals from all these bands.
Another time.
Yes. So just hit us up on Twitter at the Weedsman420 and on the Instagram,
the Weedsman Podcast,
and we'll just tell you to stay high.
Stay high.
Damn, that was short.
Yeah.
Stay high.
Yeah.
Go take a nap.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook by searching for Christopher Media. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Thank you in advance for supporting Christopher Media by clicking on the PayPal button and by clicking through to all the sponsors who support ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net, and thank you for listening. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late, and that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the name your price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.